In 1987, my dad, Jim Rainey, decided he wanted to build a rowboat. He was already a competitive kayaker and paddled with the Sound Rowers Club in Seattle. But he wanted a boat that wasn't just a solitary experience, and he wanted it to be fun to row and competitive. He wanted a fast boat. Dad met John Hartsock, who was also a member of the Sound Rowers Club. John was the designer of the Cosine Wherry, the boat design used in the popular Rip, Strip, and Row book. But my dad wanted a bigger boat, one that could hold more people, up to 4 rowers and a coxswain. John accepted the challenge and got to work stretching the design of the 14-foot Cosine Wherry into the Cosine Light Gig, a lightweight 21-foot strip-built competitive rowboat. John was an engineer and seemed to just love boats, and he loved designing them. So Dad set off to build a boat, but he would need to place an order with the Flounder Bay Boat Company out of Anacortes, Washington, for the specialty spruce required for the seats and the long cedar strips that he needed. Dad was not new to woodworking. He was a talented carver, and anytime we went to the beach on vacation, he would bring his carving tools with him and find a piece of driftwood, carve something out of it, and we'd bring it home on the top of the car along with the kayaks. Marty Myers offered to help out. He is a talented master carpenter and began his career actually building boats professionally. So he offered to help out, and my dad, of course, said, yes, we need your help. So Marty helped my dad build the boat.
I originally gotten involved with boats or knew about it. My grandfather built a little rowboat in his garage, and I was there a little bit when he was working on that, and then of course we rowed it on Vashon Island. So that was my first experience, but then I did an apprenticeship in boat building. Went to boat building school, and then did an apprenticeship at a fiberglass boat shop. Built boats for about 7 years, 67 to 75-ish. After Melissa was born, then I got into houses.
Okay.
Your dad and I, Jim, we decided to put it in the water, and that was in the canal between Bellevue and Mercer Island, the East Channel Bridge, I think it's called. And there were pilings holding up the bridge. They're concrete, huge concrete pilings. And we rode right into one, and of course, Jim and I were full blast all the time, and the stop was so abrupt that it knocked both of us off of our seats. We were a little stunned. So that was the first time we put the boat in the water.
Wow.
Broke with a breast hook. Yeah. The very first strip boat that I built was at boat building school. I had a friend named Marty Bennett, and we kind of believe that we may have been, but we can't confirm this, may have been the first Beating Cove boat builders. Marty wanted a little rowboat, so we built about an 8-foot rowboat, and it had the shape of a barrel. We finished it. In fact, Marty ground his own knives so we could make our own planking material. And we had what's called a sticker machine. You run a stick through there, and you got cutters on all 4 sides, so you can shape all 4 sides at one pass.
Okay.
So we made our own material, Beating Cove.
And I just remember it being built in the garage and Marty being over a lot, and all those stations that were down the length of the garage. So no car was in the garage. But then I remember Dad and I taking it racing a fair number of times. So we went from Golden Gardens across to Fay Bainbridge and back. We did that race. And then I remember taking it up to Shaw Island and rowing, because that was a long race. That was like 13 miles.
13 miles.
Yeah, and I remember just being coated with water because there was one side of Shaw Island that was really wavy. I think Mom came that time. So I think we walked it on again.
I remember getting on the ferry, walking on the ferry with that boat and all our stuff in the boat, and then the big ferry that went up into the islands.
Yeah.
We didn't have a car, we had this boat. And then we walked off the other end and then went right around the corner and put it in the water. And other people were kind of watching us.
That's pretty funny.
We were the only
A big
people.
21-foot long rowing boat
Right.
on the ferry.
On the ferry.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that was kind of fun.
Well, so Dad is like unusually strong man. He still is. So yeah, we had no problem, the two of us. We'd have it on the wheels, but there was a lot of times where just he and I would be lifting it. But I think because he is just really strong.
Yes. I can attest to that.
And is it most fun to row this boat with four, with four sweeps? Or
No.
double?
It's most fun to row it as two.
With two.
Yeah.
Did you like using this wherry, this rowboat, or do you like kayaking better? Which is more fun?
The rowboat.
Rowboat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if you built the next boat, if you built another one, what would you build? What kind of boat would you want to build?
Same thing.
The same thing.
Yeah.
So you'd build like a sister boat, and you'd race them.
The longest race that I've done with that boat is the Bainbridge Marathon, and I did it by myself. We'd put the boat in on the Seattle side.
Did everyone start there? Or
Oh no.
started?
Most everybody ferried their boats on the ferry over to the start-finish line. But we decided we're going to row over. Originally, we were just going to go row over. Jim, your dad was in charge of the race. He was a chairman of that particular race. And we got over there, and Jim shows me the little trophies. He handmade the coolest trophies. And he showed me this little trophy. I decided I'm going to win that. So I signed up to row single in the wherry.
So you rode from
So we rode
Bainbridge Island
to
with
Bainbridge
Dad.
Island with
And he
your
got off.
dad. He got out, ran the race. I participated in the race all the way around, and then race was over. Jim gets back into the boat, and we row back. And I think your dad figured that I'd rode 34 or 35 miles that day, because the race, I believe, is 25-ish.
Okay.
I got the Iron Butt Award for the race.
Well, some time has passed. 36 years, in fact. Boat's in pretty good condition. It has a little bit of varnish peeling off, but there's no holes in the hull. The guard or the gunnel is intact. It just needs a little TLC. The seats need reseating. They're a little loose. A few years ago, my dad had a stroke, so he's not able to row the boat anymore. So one of my goals, at least short-term goal, is to see if I can relaunch the boat, get it cleaned up, relaunch it, maybe even get him into the boat. So we won't be doing a race around Bainbridge Island, but maybe we'll go for a couple-mile row. So that's the goal here, so stay tuned.